Alright, this video contains a list of plugins that I use from Waves on all of my mixes. And today I'm going to show you and explain to you why we really choose these plugins and use them on my mix for various things. Now, without further ado, welcome again to another video. It's about Eldorado and Thing. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification button, and select all notifications so you can get notified as soon as the videos are posted. And visit my website for a bunch of goodies. Anyways, the first plugin on this list is DBX 160. I know a lot of people don't really use this plugin because it is very aggressive. It's a very aggressive plugin in which I like to use it on my kick and snare for the middle part of my beat. So let me mute a couple stuff so you can hear what really are going. Alright, so me select a section of it. I want to make this video as short as possible. So here, hold on. In cases like these, I like to have that thump and that thickness in the middle of my snare. So what I'll do on majority of my mix, I have it on a mono auxiliary send, return, and send it to my snares and kick. And this is what it actually sounds like. Take it off now. Take it off. Put on the back. So as you can see, it get a lot of thump, and the kick and the snare get a little bit more body. I just leave pretty much the setting as is and put it on it because I know the compressor have a low headroom, so it is very much aggressive. So it's just that purpose I really put it on it for. I don't really do no major adjustment. Second plugin on this list is Fairchild 670. And on this particular mix, I use it on the hi-hats to give the hi-hats a little bit more body. So this is what it sounds like without it. And this is with it. So you get a slightly little louder and coloration of this plugin. Now, the third plugin that I use is Waves SSL bus compressor. Now, pretty much this is just barely compressing, and why I really use it is for the sound, the character of this SSL bus compressor. I really like it. I really like it on my drum bus, and sometimes I even use it on my bass. But for this particular one, I just use it on my drum. So, for this settings, you have it without, with. So you can hear it, it kind of brings up the dynamics and kind of tighten the low end of the mix. So now the next plugin on this list is a plugin that y'all familiar with. It is Waves Rvox. I like this compressor because it's easy to get your vocals in your face, and pretty much my life use it on my bus. So people tend to use it on the mono. This can use to do a various amount of things, including compression on the snare, the hi-hat, whatever. It is a very versed plugin, and for one, I really like it because it have a character of its own, and you just get the work easier getting it up front in the mix. Now this is what it sounds like on the vocals.
So comfy like a bed in the backseat. Rolling with beer weed. So comfy like a bed in the backseat. Rolling with beer weed. So comfy like a bed in the backseat. Rolling with beer weed. So comfy like a bed in the backseat. Rolling with beer weed. So comfy like a bed in the backseat.
So as you can hear, there's a little distortion in the voice. It helps to get your vocals up front, but you can't really spoil a mix if you don't really know what you're doing. For reason being, it is a compressor. It's not something just gain the sound just like that. Remember, you're compressing, and it has very compression attack and release time. The more you pull the compression knob down. So the next plugin on this list that I use on every mix is MV2. It's a really strange compressor, but I think I talked about it in a previous video before, and how this works, it can bring down high levels of sounds and bring up low levels of sound, and you can't really have a unit gain with the output. So this compressor can slightly work in a slightly different way, but it is a compressor. So not really diving too deep, but I use this on my reverb.
So comfy like a bed in the backseat. Rolling with beer weed. So comfy like a bed in the backseat. Rolling with beer weed.
So it's a sense where if you bring up the dynamics of the vocal, not the vocal, of the reverb, and that's pretty much it that I use it for. Next plugin on this list is the DSL. Yes, I do DS, the S's in my reverb and in my delays, because I don't need that additional sibilant sound coming from an effect plugin. So I'll DS my reverb and DS my delays also. I have various amount of reverb and delays here. I have a big hall, so some weird delay, tap delay, plate reverse, slap delay. There's a lot of delay here, but I'm not going to go over that in this video. Next plugin on this list that I use on every mix is Waves H Delay. I use it for delay purpose, and I use it to find time to set my pre-delay and my reverb length, so I know actually what I'm working with. So once I set the BPM, this locks to the BPM, so I really know how to set certain things according to pre-delay, reverb length time, if I want to do this or that, within time-wise of these time-based effect. So instead of pull out the calculator every minute, we just pull out this and set the value and go to millisecond, and then we know how to really start to work from there. Now, next plugin on this list that we use on every Waves plugin we use on every mix is Aphex Vintage Exciter. And why we really use this, I for one personally sometimes I don't really like to boost high end of vocals or strings or some keys, I don't really like to do it. But with this plugin now, we can add it artificially. It's like I use this plugin to add highs, and it has a certain character about it that I use, that I like on the highs of my vocals and other sounds. So I use this this on the keys here and vocals. So I'm go and mute that. Go mute this. Find our section where the key is. Keys. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Without it.
Wait. Legs.
So I really like it. I'm gonna go put it on the vocals, make you hear it. Me select a section for the vocals.
Just to follow me lead. All of me girl them heavy. All of me niggas them ready. Pop, pop.
Mute all of the effect so you can't hear what really are going.
Just to follow me lead. All of me girl them heavy. All of me niggas them ready. Pop, pop, bodies.
So add some.
Just to follow me lead. All of me girl them heavy. All of me niggas them ready.
So it adds, you know, some high end to the vocal without me actually using an EQ to really add high end, because sometimes I can't really bother to scrolling through EQs to find a nice high end for a particular sound. So me use this because it works magic. It just works magic. Next plugin on this list is Super Tap from Waves. Many people don't really use this, but I really use this for kind of add movement to my delays and reverb also. So I will use this and use a send return on my reverb and on my delays to add some movement to my reverb. Cause sometimes I don't really want the reverb just normal. Sometimes I really want a little, you know, a little movement in it. So it is interesting. It is subtle, but it is interesting. So I add it on my reverb, and this is what it sounds like with the vocals.
Just to follow me lead. All of me girl them heavy.
What we can do is send return now. What we can. Oh. So I would have to go here. So set the pre-fader. Set this pre-fader. Set this pre-fader. Let's see if it will work. So as you can hear the reverb, it is, you know, stable in a way. So it is moving the reverb. I think it is subtle, because you hear the reverb, I don't know, it sounds very aggressive, but with the side chain and everything is subtle. I think I'm gonna have to remove this though. Okay, here. So it is like delaying the vocals, the reverb in a certain way, even though a side chain, the first set of reverb, different from the delay that is wrote into the reverb. It is so confusing. Anyways, we will get to that in our video. So I use tap delay to add movement to my reverbs, sometimes my delays, but for this instance I just use it on, majority of the time I just use it on the reverb. Anyways, the next plugin that I always use on all my mixes is Waves Vitamin. And why I really like this plugin, for one, you know, me just use it subtly to add width to my mix, and pretty much that's it. It's a saturation plugin, but I just use it practically to add width. And this is the settings that I have, that I always use. You know, sometimes I just change the band, the crossover bands, depends on the type of song that I'm working on. But practically I just use it to add a little bit of width to my mixes. So that's about it for this video with the Waves plugin I actually use on all my mixes. So I hope you really can grasp something from this video. Until the next time, it's a boy Eldorado. Please do leave some comments below on what you think, or what other plugin that you think I should try from Waves, and leave it in comments so I'll know. So without further ado, again, peace out. until then. Capiche?